Hi, Jonathan Schreiber, Stretty News TV. We're joined today by regular regular contributors Serge and Dale, and our special guest today is no other than ex-United and current Bury FC footballer Daniel Nardiello. How are we doing, Dan?
Very well, thank you. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, no, thanks for coming on. I suppose we'll start. I was going to, you were at the game today. But before that, I just wanted to ask you a quick question about Bury and how the season's going there.
Yeah, we started well. 7 points, 14 points from my first 7 games.
Yeah,
Third in the table and looking strong. So hopefully we can get the promotion we're after this year, and we're looking good for it at the moment, early stage of the season.
lovely, lovely. And obviously, as I say, you were there today, so you know a lot of Reds obviously on social media, very excited. Obviously, we have to put it into context. We were playing a team that were fortunate to be promoted last year, probably one of the weaker sides in the Premiership. But all in all, the new signings look very promising, and we can view today potentially as a bit of a turning point, maybe.
Absolutely. I mean, you can only beat what's put in front of you at the end of the day. And I mean, I went there and I really enjoyed it. It was like the Man United of old. Good, fast attacking football at times, quick on the break, breaking teams down and chances and some great finishes. And it was really exciting to see the change in formation. I was most happy with. It was a really good game. Really enjoyed it.
And you touched upon it there, the change of formation. Obviously, back at your time playing at Old Trafford, it's about a decade ago now, wasn't it? You know, the traditional back four was one of the hallmarks of the great United sides. And today, Louis van Gaal, thankfully, like most fans wanted, reverted back to that today, just to create a bit more stability there at the back. Do you think he's going to persevere with that moving forward now?
I think so. Now he's got Daily Blind in there. I think the fact that he can just sit in front of the back four, he can drop in and cover, and I mean he was outstanding today. Off the ball, his awareness and his organising of the defenders and the midfielders, it was outstanding. And I was really impressed with him, and I think with him sat there, he's like that extra cover in terms of the three centre halves if needed. And there's no reason why I think Van Gaal won't keep that with that back four.
Yeah. And obviously, Serge and Dale. Serge at the game today as well. And Dale's obviously watching. What did you make of it, lads? Obviously, a very positive performance, wasn't it?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Really,
Either or.
either or. Yeah, no, I was really pleased with the performance. I thought there was, a real kind of, desire to push on for the win, a change in their formation which was much needed, to be honest, and the players which were playing wanted to win. There was a real strategy going forward, or tactic, should we say. You could see that the players were raring to go, and when you got the likes of Di Maria, Rooney, Van Persie, Juan Mata in a team together, you're going to expect problems. I think one of the main issues this year is that we've lacked pace and we've lacked, speed in our attacking build-up. It's often been quite slow, and often when we've got to the edge of the box, we've not quite understood what we've got to do with the ball in terms of pushing forward, getting it into the box and having a shot or whatever. And we just kind of dicked around the box. So it hasn't often worked out. So I thought we were top today. I also thought my two unsung heroes were Ander Herrera and David Blind. As Scott from Republic of Mancunia said, the fact that the midfielder was able to do his job enabled the strikers and the attacking force to do theirs, and that's really it's a really interesting point and really a right point, should we say. We were able to be a normal team and be the old United, and it was a real sense of a turnaround moment. The players, the fans, kind of felt like this weight had been lifted after the first goal went in. So I had a great time today.
Yeah, I agree. It felt like from both the fans, and that translated onto from the players onto the fans as well. It was almost like the shackles were lifted off. It was a real sense of almost relief, and you could just sit back and enjoy the football for the first time in quite a long time. Do you echo those sentiments, Dale?
Yeah, absolutely. I just think in terms of the opponent, QPR were an absolute disgrace. I think, but we needed an opponent like that, a fresh start. We needed a big win. We scored plenty of goals, did not concede. An opponent like that should give us that kind of bit of a boost in confidence. We can go on to the next game now and continue a good run. Just QPR, I just think they were an absolute mess. I'd like to see them go down. Don't like them as a club. The players just seemed all over the place. But I think the main thing we take from today is how we performed. As Daniel said, you can only play who you're up against, and that's what I did today. Di Maria just looked world class. One of those players that can get from one box to the other really quickly, and that's something that I've really lacked in recent years. But ever since we lost Ronaldo, really, Daley Blind, as Serge touched on, just really sat in front of the back four really well. And it was funny seeing us back with a back four. I thought we just looked a bit more organised, disciplined. The players knew their roles back there. There's still some question marks with the two centre backs. Tyler needs a bit more of experience. Evans only back from an injury and looked a bit shaky at times. But as the game went on, that's just nitpicking. United played well today, and that's what we need to take from the game.
Absolutely, yeah. And just sort of discussing the defence specifically, two players that one you alluded to there, Dale. Obviously, Tyler Blackett has come into the team, seems to have taken to the first team like a duck to water. And then, of course, there was the return of Raphael today. I wonder, Dan, what you thought of the return of Raphael and what he added to the team, and also your impressions on Tyler Blackett so far.
Raphael, I love him. I think he's brilliant. I've heard a lot of people in the crowd today, and it seemed mixed views on him. But as far as I'm concerned, I think he's outstanding. I think he's brilliant. He's everything what you want in a player. He's energetic, he's passionate, and he's got quality. Yeah, he might lose his head every now and then, but some of the best players in the world do that. And as far as I'm concerned, he's my first choice right back every day of the week. I really, really am impressed with him, and I like him, and I pick him my team every week. And with Blackie, I actually played against him a couple of years ago with a reserve game. Rotherham played United in the behind closed doors friendly, and at the time I didn't think he was that good. We lost 4-2. I think Fabio scored a hat-trick from right back, but I wasn't that impressed with Blackie at all. And then I've watched him over the last few games, and like you said, he's just taken to like a duck to water, and he's really impressed me. It was almost easy for him today. It was easy. He didn't have an awful lot to do. I think he got done once by the right winger where a cross came in, but Evans cleared with a header. But apart from that, he was solid. His passing was good. He kept the ball. Daley Blind was like talking to him non-stop through the game, I noticed, and I think he needs like that an experienced pro alongside him to help guide him. But I think he could be a good player for United in the future, and I think, like you say, he's done really, really well so far. So I'm impressed with both of them. Yeah.
Yeah, and I suppose sort of leading on, I'll ask all three of you, if at the moment you had to pick, say we're just based on the presumption that we are going to stick with a back four, like you said there, Dan, Raphael would be your automatic right back. Who would be then your four at the moment? Today.
Today, they didn't have an awful lot to do, but they did look solid. And there was a couple of mistakes by Evans, I thought, with a couple of bad passes. I thought he was the worst performer up before. But it's hard to say with all the injuries what you do, and I haven't seen that much of Rojo yet. He looks very good, so I definitely, if he can play centre half, maybe playing him alongside Blackett or Evans, and maybe bringing in Luke Shaw, because I'd like to see what he can do in a United shirt. Again, it's difficult because I haven't really seen an awful lot of these players at the moment, because like you say, they're new to the team. I do like Johnny Evans. I think he's shown in the past how good he can be when he's played alongside Vidic and Ferdinand. So I'll leave that one to Van Gaal, I think. I'm struggling to pick my four, if I'm honest.
Right, yeah. No, and lads, if you had to sort of go with the stable back four at the moment, what would you go with?
I'd go with Raphael. Well, if we do 4-4-2, then I'd just do Raphael right, Shaw left, Rocco and Blackett. I thought Evans was poor again today. And since he has done coming back from injury, it seems to be a common factor every time he comes back from injury. He seems to have a very very poor leading in form until he has quite a number of games under his belt, and he kind of, I don't know, something must hit him and he plays well again. I don't know, but he just doesn't seem to be up to it. And Blackett seems, I think Blackett in years to come, I think he's going to be a world class defender. I really do. You saw it today. On the ball, he's so composed, happy to bring it out, happy to have a bit of a run through. Will ping a ball right and left, happy to play the long ball, whatever. When Johnny Evans gets the ball, it's like a hot potato. He just wants to get rid of it. Dale?
Don't want to disagree with John. What am I trying to say? My back four: Raphael, Rojo, Phil Jones, and Shaw. I like Johnny Evans. I think he's been quite poor since he returned, but he has just returned from an injury. It does take some time. What I was going to say about Tyler Black is I don't want to disagree with you, but at the moment I'm finding he's done well. But I don't personally like making too much of a youngster coming into a team, because lots of people do that, and it makes their time in the first team more difficult, because lots of people get overly excited. They make these silly comparisons, and it happens an awful lot. I think he's been good. Don't think he's been as good as people make him out to be. It still has a lot for me to. I want to see more from him. And I think a lot of thing is his experience, and he's going to gain a lot of that this season, because we're going to have lots of injuries defensively, and they seem to be coming and going. He's going to be called upon a lot, and he's going to gain lots of experience from that. It's just interesting to see how it pans out. And as you know from previous shows, and I wanted Evans to get captaincy at the club because he's a leader. The one thing I have noticed in his United career is he likes having someone demanding beside him, and someone with lots of experience, someone to look across. And I just feel right now he should be that type of figure that's a young lad look across to him and kind of get his traits. He's not doing that right now, and he's still looking across Tyler Blackett wishing he was Nemanja Vidic, and that at the minute is not good enough. He needs to take it on the chin, and he should become one of those more experienced defenders that the young lads can look across to. Right now it's not happening. And Johnny Evans this season, why we had that run of bad results, was our best player in August by far. I think he was one of the key components that you'd point out and kind of say in a positive way. He played well today. Unfortunately he's injured right now, and as soon as he gets back I'll be more confident.
Yeah. No, I agree. With Tyler Blackett, obviously, you've got to be reluctant to put too much pressure on the youngster coming in, but I suppose it's all relative, isn't it? We've sort of endured such an abject period at the club that any kind of ray of sunshine has been something we've looked to highlight, I suppose. And then with Johnny Evans, I don't know, I don't think he was as bad today. Obviously, he couldn't look as bad today, 1-4-0, but he looked marginally better than he did against Burnley away. Like Dale mentioned there, he's come back from a lengthy injury. When you come back from a lengthy injury into a side with a new formation, plus the fact that it's not a thriving side, it's a struggling, faltering side, that all those factors are going to play against him. So I do still think Johnny Evans has got some class to offer the team, but like Dale says, he does prefer to play alongside a more commanding centre-back, and physically he's never really been that kind of commanding player. But I don't know. Moving on then to obviously we've got a wealth of attacking options now. Falcao came on today. We saw him for about 20 minutes, half an hour. As a fellow striker, Dan, what was your assessment of his performance? I personally thought I liked some of his movement. Dan?
Oh, so it cut out for a second. Yeah, Falcao, I'm really, really, really excited by him and what he's got off for the team. Um, some of the goals he's scored in the past few years for Atletico Madrid and stuff like that, we watched him. He just looks special. He looks a really, really good player. And as far as today goes, I think it was a steady away. Welcome to the club performance. He had a chance, and that would have topped it off if he put that away today to make it 5-0. It would have been great for him, the fans, the club. Um, but with, like you say, with the attacking prowess that they've got up there now, when they have Falcao, Van Persie, and Rooney on the pitch, it's frightening. It's
What would you give to play alongside Falcao, Daniel Nardiello?
absolutely everything. Absolutely everything. I'll do anything to play alongside any of them three. But it's amazing that United are now signing these players, because you look at the team last season compared to now, and you're just excited by it. It's phenomenal. Like Falcao, I think he could be special. I think Costa started off really well with Chelsea. I think Falcao, he can do even better. I think once he's fully fit and playing alongside the players as we're, he'll score for fun, and hopefully he'll do very well this season for us.
Would you have fancied that chance in the Stretford end, Dan?
Yeah, you couldn't ask for a better chance, really, could you? Rebound off the keeper and right in front of the Stretty end, it would have been perfect for him. But I think the keeper came out and made a good block. I think Van Persie wanted to cut back, but there was no way I'd be passing that back either, pulling it up.
Quality. And lads, yeah, I mean, I know I was speaking to you before, we're having a curry surge, and you mentioned you'd probably fancy chucking in Falcao instead of RVP at the moment.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know why, but I just think RVP looks uninterested, or he just doesn't seem to be on form, or I don't know what's up with him. I think I don't know, maybe it could be his age. He's maybe aging, like a fine whiskey, should we say. But he's aged, and I think he might have lost just a tad of pace, and I think he thinks he can take everybody on up front, and he lost the ball numerous times this game. Also, Wayne Rooney's first touch, terrible. But I don't know. Me personally, I would have got rid of Wayne Rooney a long time ago. But he is in the team, so I can't get rid of Wayne Rooney, and he is the captain, so I can't get rid of Wayne Rooney. But yeah, I'd take Robin van Persie out of the team and put Falcao in, just to kind of get some games under his belt until Robin challenges for his place, because he doesn't seem to be challenging anywhere near the form that he should be at playing for Manchester United.
He strikes me as a sort of player, Van Persie, that if he clearly becomes an understudy to the strikers, that the toys could come out the pram and he'll be departing in the summer or even January if he doesn't feel he's getting any games. Just sort of strikes me as that kind of temperament. But
maybe so, but you got to remember that who's his dad? Well, his footballing dad, Mr. Van Gaal. And if Mr. Van Gaal says you're not going anywhere, then he's not going anywhere. So even if he throws his toys out the pram, he's not going anywhere.
Yeah. And Dale, what are you making of the attacking element of the side today and generally?
Today was fantastic. In regards to who I drop out if I was bringing Falcao in, it's a tough one. If you asked me 2 weeks ago, I'd say Rooney. But in fairness to Rooney, why not? He might not be playing fantastically at the minute. He's scoring goals and he's assisting goals. So you can't take a player out of the team if he's doing that. That's his job and he's doing it. His all-round game might be a bit questionable at the moment, but he's doing the important parts. Mata is doing the same thing, scoring goals. He's the right place at the right time. It's going to be hard to take him out. Van Persie's not doing that. And as Serge said, he'd take him out. I'd still find it very hard to do that because Van Persie doesn't necessarily have to play well to be at the right place at the right time either. He gets important goals from areas you really don't expect him to get the goals from. So he's the type of player you want in your side. It's a lovely headache to have for a manager. And Falcao is going to come into the side. And with fitness, game time starts gelling, it's going to be for fun too. Really what I expect this season is for three of them to have 15 plus goals, at least one to have over 20. You can get that top four, really should be in the bag. It's a matter of us scoring more than what we concede and going on today. I know it was a poor opposition, doesn't look too bad. There seems to be a bit of a gelling going on, which I'm really confident about.
Yeah, I suppose the key question then, like the $1 million question for all of you, based on today, again trying to temper expectations a little bit and not get overexcited, but based on what we've seen today, I've seen United fans get very overexcited on Twitter, talking about vying for the title now. I think that's very premature at this stage, following the game today against QPR. But we can now be pretty certain that, finishing fourth at the very least, anything more a bonus is realistic, can't we? What do you reckon, Dan? Fourth is very realistic now, isn't it, based on just what you've seen today?
Absolutely. I think United have got more. I think they've got more than Liverpool. I think they've got more than Arsenal, Tottenham, Everton. I think they're actually going to be competing with Chelsea and City. There's absolutely no reason whatsoever why United should not finish in the top four. Like you say, some games might have to score more than the other team, but they've got the quality there to score 4, 5, 6 goals in a game. Today could have been 6. I mean, you were saying about Van Persie not really being on form and doing that well, but he had a great chance towards the end there, and he could have made it 5. He hit it well. It happened to be straight at the keeper. So, in my opinion, I think top 3, and I've got no reason to believe otherwise. And with the quality going forward, and there's so many options, and players are fighting for places. There's no one guaranteed a place. Like you were saying before, who do you drop? They all expect to play. So it's good when you've got players like that in your team all expecting to play and wanting to play, and they've got to perform to keep the place, and it can only be exciting and good times for United ahead.
And do you suspect that Van Gaal will look to reinforce a little bit in the areas that, you could argue that we're a bit more deficient in January? So obviously there was the rumours about Strootman in January, those kind of areas. Do you think he'll look to reinforce there as well?
I think so. I mean, he's obviously, Van Gaal's obviously he's set a statement by signing the players that he already has, and he's also said that he's not going to stop there. We know the interest of what you say, Strootman. I do think they could do with a big commanding centre half. It's going to be tough to win the league. If we're honest, I think it is going to be tough. But there's no reason why that might not happen either. If it was to happen, it wouldn't surprise me, because United have got the quality and the man in charge to do that. So it wouldn't surprise me if they did win the league. But I think top 3 is what United have got to be aiming for.
Yeah. And lads, what are your aspirations now, having seen today for the rest of the season and the finish?
It's top 4. That's what I want. We need to get back in the Champions League. Top 3 would be good. I just think by the time Christmas comes around, we need to be in a kind of a state that we're not ruled out for the title either. Just give us that little kind of taste that we can keep fighting for it. And then that should give us that boost that we need to go on and secure a place within the top 4. Not too bothered about 2nd, 3rd or 4th. I can't see us winning the league because I see Chelsea running away with it, simply. I can't see anyone getting too close to them. I think, sorry, off point, listening to a show on the radio this morning, and they were asked, do you think United can win the league before the game? And they totally laughed it off, not a hope. They asked, could City win the league? And they considered it. You look at the table right now after today's win and the results this week, there's not much between United and City. So it's not exactly ridiculous saying I could be in with a shout. Of course they could be. A few wins, a good run, and with the tough games coming up with the opponents, people are going to drop points. Chelsea too, I suspect. I think top 4, with the quality we have, there's no reason why we shouldn't get that. 3rd, great. 2nd, even better. I just want top 4. That's all that matters, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think. If you're not going to be confident, then as I say, go hard or go home. We're going to win the league. What? We're going to win the league. Yeah.
You think we're going to win the Champions League though as well, Serge?
Yeah, and we will. Even though we're not in it, we'll win it. Honestly.
Yeah.
And the World Cup, and the PGA Tour. Telling you, we're going to win it all. If you can't be a fan and expect us to be delighted at finishing fourth. You got to want to finish the top. You got to aspire to be the best. And if you don't say you're going to win the league, then you won't win the league. I was always taught to aim for the top, and if you're aiming for fourth, then you probably end up getting sixth. But if you end up trying to get top, and you end up with third, then you got third.
Well, Van Gaal's gone on record, hasn't he, as saying that he believes we'll finish third. I think didn't he go on record this week as saying that? I don't know. I mean, I kind of like his style of. He almost heaps pressure on himself. I think he thrives on that pressure, doesn't he? He's that kind of bloke. But then, obviously, moving forward then to Sunday, I believe, next Sunday, we've got Leicester away.
Leicester away. Love away, guys.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. So, I mean, what's your... have you got any insight for us into the Leicester team, Dan? Do you know about any of the players there or who we should be looking out for?
Well, I watched Match of the Day and keep up to date with all the the fixtures and stuff like that. And I watched them last night, and they had a great result yesterday at Stoke, a local-ish derby. It's a fantastic result for them. And they seem to be doing well, considering they're one of the teams coming up. But I don't think it's going to be an easy game. I mean, for the Leicester fans to be playing Manchester United again with the talent that the Manchester United got on show, they're going to be well up for it, and as will the players and the manager. So I don't think it'll be an easy game. I think United should be going there and winning, but I think they're going to have to perform and do well. The striker, is it Aloha or something like that? He scored a few goals as well. It seems to be a good signing. So they will have some threats in the side, and I think they've got a couple of ex-United players there as well, haven't they? Is Drinkwater there and stuff? So it'd be nice for them to play against United again. So it's not going to be an easy game, but you'd expect United to win, and I think they will do.
And is it important from the perspective of, like I was saying before, it's almost the perfect platform today, playing QPR, being that, with the greatest of respect, they're a mediocre side in the realm of the Premiership, but with United over the past sort of 12 to 18 months, we've had so many false starts in a way. Games where we've looked semi-promising and we've not quite kicked on. And is it important now? We've had this impressive performance today. We need to build on that and gain the momentum, don't we?
Well, yeah, the QPR today, they set up so negatively. It was like a 4-1-4-1 sort of thing. And it was so negative, and it was like, is it going to be another one of them days where it's going to take forever for United to break down the team? Is it going to finish 0-0 like it could have done last season? But like you were saying before, when Di Maria put that cross in and it went into the back of the net, it was just like a weight was lifted off everyone's shoulders. So last year, I think that game could have finished 1-0 or 0-0, and it wouldn't have been as impressive. So the fact that United have won so convincingly with a team that literally had 11 men behind the ball, it shows that they've now got the quality to break down teams when they go so defensively and look solid at the back. I think when they come up against teams that maybe have a go a bit more, they might create even more chances. So, although you say QPR weren't great today, they set up very negatively, and United broke them down and did it very, very convincingly. So I was really impressed today, and I think if they can take that forward into next week and Sunday against Leicester, there's no reason why they can't get 3 or 4 again.
I just wanted to ask you quickly about what one of your old teammates, Rio Ferdinand, obviously returned to Old Trafford today. What did you, I suppose, make of his performance? It was a difficult one, but do you think he got the reception that he deserved at Old Trafford?
Yes, I mean, yeah, definitely. I think that the fans love him, don't they? He was a fantastic servant to the club. He won everything with the club. He had a presentation before the game, and then the fans were singing his name before, during, and after the game. And I think they were asking him to wave at one point, weren't they? But it was 4-0 down at the time. I don't think he was in the mood to be cheering along with the United fans. But what a servant, what a player! He's one of the best defenders the country's ever seen, really. And I think the United fans did him right by giving the reception that he got, and he thoroughly deserves that.
Yeah, and just briefly, lads. Obviously, we'll probably discuss Leicester a bit more in the week. But what's your hopes for the weekend then?
I'd be happy with a 2-0 away from home. Radamel Falcao with those goals, set up by Angel Di Maria, and add the Herrera somewhere in there as well. So onto a header for Di Maria to chest it and kick it for Radamel Falcao to bicycle kick it into the goal.
And Dale?
Very specific, Serge. I'm not too sure. I don't like predictions. I'll go for a 3-1 win away. It'd be very good, to get the away win under the belt, and obviously today at Old Trafford there's lots of talk about being very nervous in the programme notes. And this season we haven't looked good either home or away. So today was a bit of an icebreaker, and hopefully next week will be the same in terms of aways. Leicester won't be easy, and they looked good yesterday. So don't underestimate them. 3-1 will be a good win.
Lovely. Well, just before we go, Dan, I was going to obviously interviewed you in the past for Stretty News TV, and just for those that maybe haven't caught that interview yet, maybe just give them a little taste there. Obviously, you had a couple of amusing Fergie anecdotes I remember that stuck out for me. Can you just remind us of the one about the cooking classes?
Oh, right, yeah. Basically, I was 19 years old. I'd just been offered a new 3-year deal off Alex Ferguson. So obviously I was delighted getting the 3-year contract extension. Went home, told the parents, "Oh, you go and buy your own place now, good contract, get on the property market." So yeah, knocked on his door the next day. Said, "Gaffer, can I have a word, please?" Come in. I want to buy my own house. I want to live on my own. No. What do you mean? He goes, "No, can you cook?" And I was like, no, I can't cook at all. Obviously I've been in digs that you get cooked for and everything like that. He goes, "The only way I'm letting you have your own place if you have a 3-month cooking course with the chef." Luckily enough, the chef was also my landlord. So for 3 months I had to come into the training ground early and have cooking lessons before I was allowed to become my own place. So it was worth it because I can cook now. I'm pretty good in the kitchen, so it's helped me along my way. And yeah, it's quite funny that he wouldn't let me buy my place until I learned to cook.
Master Chef.
Exactly, yeah. I could go on there if you.
Master Chef. Did you have to wear a pinny?
I did, yeah. I had to wear one in the club. The players would have been eating the food that I was helping cook in the morning, so it wouldn't have been that bad.
What was I going to say then? Do you think that kind of highlights, everyone talks about people like Ronaldo say what a father figure Fergie was for them, that kind of nice little touch that he wanted you to learn how to cook. You think that kind of highlights that as well?
Absolutely. He was. Whenever I'm asked about him, he was firm, but he was always fair, and he wasn't. He was thinking what's best for me as a player, and also for me to as part of the club. And yeah, it's great. I think my mum and dad loved the fact that they wouldn't let me buy a house until I learned to cook, because it helped me along my way. And yeah, I'm really happy and enjoyed my time there. And he was brilliant to work under.
Lovely. Well, that was just a little taste of the interview that we did recently in the park in North Manchester. So if anyone wants to watch the full interview, some cracking stories in there. Dan gives a lot of insight into the players that he played with at Old Trafford a decade ago now. I'll tweet that link out later as well if anyone wants to watch that. It's a cracking interview. But yeah, I just wanted to thank you for your time today, Dan. We really appreciated your insight. And obviously, as always, Serge and Dale.
No worries. Can I ask you a quick question before you go?
Yeah.
Is there a Nardiello chant?
There is, yeah. There is a chant. I've had a couple over the years.
How's it go?
I'm not going to sing it for you. I can't sing it. I've got no voice.
To what tune? To what tune was it? To what?
It was hello, Nardiello. That was one of them. Funny enough, my dad had that when he played for Coventry as well, so it's a good. I like that one.
Was it
hello, Nardiello.
Love it. I thought of like for He's a Jolly Good Fellow. I told you this one before. For
Oh,
he,
yeah.
Daniel Nardiello. For he's Daniel Nardiello. Yeah, anyway, that's the Bury fans want to start that one. I'll be trying to start it on Tuesday.
Yeah.
Daniel, just before we go, just give some of the viewers some insight into some of the players you play with at United, and who was the most talented from the group you were in with?
My age group or the whole team sort of thing?
Your age group, I suppose your group that you trained with, or
Yeah, the group I train with, I suppose. I mean, Fletcher was the year below, and he was really good. And obviously, he's the one that's stuck on and made it all the way, so to speak. And he was really good. But in terms of the other players that I played with, Alan Tate, who was Swansea, he was a good centre half. John Rankin, who plays in Scotland now, he was a good player. But I suppose the best player I played with the whole time I was there, and I think you won't be surprised by the answer whatsoever, it was Paul Scholes. He was just incredible, absolutely incredible. Had everything, absolutely everything.
And while you were there, you're saying Fletcher was very good, and he's gone, and he's still around at United. What did he have at that time that I suppose the other players didn't have? What kind was it? Was he trained? Did he do extra training? Was he more hungry at that age, or was just complete talent?
Hungry because of your cooking, or just?
Yeah. No, I don't think so. He was actually injured for the first 2-3 years. He had quite a few bad injuries, and he was like, in and out of training and stuff like that. But when he came back, and that I think it was like his third or fourth season there, he just took off. He started training with the first team, and he just had that extra bit of quality and calmness. I remember one of his early games against FC Bar in the Champions League, and he just didn't look out of place. I know he gets a lot of stick off certain fans and stuff like this, but I think he's a great player to have in your team, and especially when Sir Alex Ferguson was in charge, he always performed in the big games. So I think he's a good player to have in and around the squad, and even back in the day at 14, 15, 16 years old, he showed that little bit more than what everyone else had. That calmness on the ball and that confidence. And top player at a young age.
Just actually one more, because it's a question that I like asking players when they're in the youth team. At multiple clubs, I think it was lately. Lingard, he was way on loan last season, spoke about when he was new. When you're new to any club, you're expected to do something, to give it singing. They did it on the plane coming back from the pre-season tour. They met Herrera and Luke Shaw got up and sing a song in front of the whole team.
Yeah.
And in Gary Neville's book, he spoke about when he was young at the club, the older experienced players would play little pranks on some of the younger lads and give them a bit of a hard time. Did you ever experience something like that yourself at the club?
Yeah, like in terms of like today, it's always singing songs, but back then, we got abused a little bit, if we're honest. I remember I watched the Class of '92 a few weeks ago, and I was laughing at a couple of things they were saying because they made us do. I can't really repeat some of the things we had to do because it's not really right. It's abuse nowadays, but you just took it on the chin, and you had to do certain things in front of everybody, and it wasn't necessarily always clean, but it was good. The lads enjoyed it. There was a few stupid games we played, like with the spoon, just the stupid games with the spoons on the back of the head. And I remember Giggsy and Alan Tate actually played the game, and that was one of the cleaner things going on. But it was good fun. It was good fun. We had to pretend what we do with our girlfriends and stuff like that. So it was in front of all these famous world-class players. It was awkward, but looking back, it was funny.
Very good, very good.
I remember you mentioned as well about in the interview about Yorkie providing the strippers at the Christmas do, I believe, for the young lads.
Well, yeah, like it was probably my first Christmas do, and I can't remember what we had hired out a venue in Manchester. Well, obviously York had hired out a venue in Manchester, and all the first team players just disappeared. They didn't want to be anywhere near it, just in case there was cameras or whatever. So all the youth team and reserve team players were on the top floor, and then all of a sudden these strippers came up, and I won't mention who actually got put up on the stage with the stripper because he's quite a famous, well-known player now. But it was entertaining. Let's put it that way.
Brilliant. Well, thanks a lot for your time, Dan. Really appreciate it, and yeah, thanks Serge and Dale as well.
No worries. Thank you.
Hope you enjoyed the show, everyone.
Yeah, no worries. And guys, remember to subscribe to Stretty News TV and like the YouTube channel video, and follow us on Twitter at Stretty News TV. Also follow Dale at O'Donnell Dale. Follow Johnny Schrager at Man United Schrager. That's Man UTD Schrager, and follow our very own Berry footballer at Nards10. Obviously number 10, for everything United and Berry. So thanks so much for tuning in, and we'll see you next week.
Get to Gig Lane on Tuesday night.
Get to Gig Lane on Tuesday night. Yeah, there's trouble up front. That's all I'm going to say. I'll leave the rest to your imagination.